Welcome back. It is February 15th, and let me recap because I didn't post anything yesterday. February 14th, uh, just another fun day of me driving Tia to work and back home, and to work for lunch and back home, and then to work to pick her up, and then to the Croc Center. We went to Subs and Clubs for lunch, and it was an epic fail with the side dishes. Usually, when we go, we get French fries, and I decided I didn't want French fries today because we were going to get. I say today, yesterday. We were going to get Chick-fil-A for dinner because they were doing the $30 um, uh, Valentine's Day thing, so we were going to get that. And I was like, that's enough fried food, so I got the pasta salad. Nope, came in a little bowl like this big, that big, about that much of it. It was like they put pasta, like slightly cooked pasta, into a bowl and just filled it up with oil. It wasn't even olive oil; it was just oil. You can tell the difference in the flavor. It was, it tastes like anything. There was no salt on it, no vinegar. There was no. It was just crappy pasta. Um, the lady came over later on after I had finished my food because it only took me like 3 minutes to eat everything because there was like this much food, and I paid the same amount of money as when they give me the huge platter of French fries. So next time, get the French fries. Lesson learned. I just take them home. She came over and picked up everything, and she said, so how was everything? And I was like, that's fine. She goes, how'd you like the pasta salad? I was like, I didn't. And she basically said, and have a different recipe we use when we're at home, but that doesn't sell here. And I was like, well, maybe you should have both. I didn't say this to her, but I was thinking, well, maybe you should have both and let us choose. Um, then I could have had better pasta salad. But anyway, so then I went and took Tia back home, and then took Tia back to work. Then I went home, worked on some CD things. I contacted the Winthrop Music Library that morning about that huge stack of classical CDs that I have, to see if they wanted them donated to the music library at Winthrop where we went. I get an email back later that day, and the girl says, who we went to college with, by the way. So that's why I felt comfortable, asking her all this. She said, well, it's just me, and we had a huge donation a couple months ago, and it's going to take me 2 years to catalog all that stuff. And I'm like, I know what the Winthrop Music Library person does. I mean, just from going there, I see that it sat in there and does nothing. What? You're sitting at a desk doing nothing all day. Why does it take you that long to catalog all that music? So anyway, she said they didn't want it, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry I was going to give you a ton of classical music for free, but I then asked Tia, said, well, why don't you ask Ashley King? Oops, I hit a button. Why don't you ask Ashley, your friend Ashley King? And I was like, I could do that. He's going to be getting into teaching. So I did that. And he said, sure, I'll take it. And I was like, okay, great. I'll figure out how to get it to you. So good. Crisis averted. I'll have a stack of music this big that I can now get rid of. Because, CDs take up space, and I have them all on my computer, so I don't really need them. I'm scanning the covers so I know exactly what's on those CDs. But other than that, so anyway, whenever I went to pick up Tia for her class, to take her to teach her class, I was like, well, I told her earlier in the day, I was like, well, I think I'm going to go to your body pump class because, take it and maybe we can get some, maybe you have a free pass. She did, but it was like 2 years old. I did not feel comfortable using that. But when we got there, one of our friends that goes there, he had a whole bunch of free passes, but they were also out of date, but only out of date by like a month. So I walked up to the front desk with Tia, and I was like, I have a free pass. And the guy named Ricky works up there, and he'll work with you. I'm not going to say he just lets you in, but I had the pass, and he was like, just go in. So I was like, "You're sure? I'll give you the pass so that we can have made the exchange." And he was like, "Just go in. It's okay." Well, while I was sitting there waiting for Tia to finish her first class, the guy walks by. And I'm like, "Oh crap, he's here." I don't want to go into the class. Ricky said I could, but I can get Ricky in trouble. But I think he was just going to CrocFit because apparently he has been, and then probably left after that because he parks right there. So I never saw him again. But then after that, we went and picked up after class, we went and picked up our Chick-fil-A tray and got the Bohemian Rhapsody movie that we hadn't seen yet on Blu-ray from Redbox and watched that while we ate Chick-fil-A. And the lady gave me a stack of Chick-fil-A sauces. And so we have a fridge full now on top of what we already had. I took a picture of. Whew, there's a lot of those things in there. Whole drawer full. But anyway, we watched the movie and then we went to bed, and on to today, February 15th. That only took me 6 minutes. Today was Tia's off Friday, and we had a meeting scheduled with Asbury at 11 o'clock. So we left about 20 after 10, and it took us right up until 11 to get there. We made, I timed that out perfectly. So right at about 11 we got there, and we sat there and talked to him for 3 hours almost, because we walked out of there at like 11, 12, 12 to 1. We walked out of it like 1:50, 1:53, so we were there a while. And his office is all the way in Greer. After that, though, we went down and we ate at Tropical Grill Tropical Grill number 1 on East North Street. Because basically where we were goes straight to there. I mean, he's on that road, but like 6 miles up the road. We ate. We went home. When we got home, we watched some of Michael Kay's Disney videos, or a Disney video. Then we watched some more YouTube videos, and while we were watching them, man, I passed out. I don't remember watching anything except for his video, and that was pretty much it. Tia had to teach a class tonight at I think it started at either 5:30 or 6. I can't remember, but whichever time it started, she left a half hour before that so she could get there, and left me sleeping on the couch. I vaguely recall her saying something like, "Hey, make sure you don't stay asleep, otherwise, you need to get up and do something." What, I don't know, but she walked out. I don't really remember that conversation. I just vaguely recall it as I'm thinking about it. But she left. I ended up waking up, I think 7:30 is when I looked at my clock, and I went in to clean the kitchen, and I noticed the dogs came in there thinking I guess I was going to feed them or something like that, and they didn't do anything. They're just in there, and then they kind of wandered back out, and about 10 minutes later, I walked in there because I was going to take them outside, and I start smelling. I was like, "What is that?" Dancer had crapped on the blanket we had on the floor that just came out of the washer like a couple of days ago. Just came out of the washer. Tia put it on the floor last night. There was crap all over it. They were solid pieces of crap, but they were still real soft for some reason. All over it. So I just picked the whole thing up and just threw it outside. I mean, it was all over it. It was in her cage. It was on the floor in front of her cage. I tossed her outside. I was not in the mood to deal with that. She was going out. So anyway, Tia calls me about 8 o'clock. She was like, "Okay, I'm on my way home." And she was like, "I gotta stop for gas." And so she stopped for gas when she got home, took a bath, and after her bath, we went and she ate the rest of the Chick-fil-A nuggets from last night, and I ate the rest of the tropical chicken that we brought home today, and then we watched some TV shows that we had to catch up on. So the internet router, The 5 gigahertz antenna is just being weird. Like she was having issues, but she didn't tell me, of course. Um, and then whenever I tried to turn the TV on and get it going, it kept saying internet connection error, check your whatever. So I kept resetting or restarting the Fire Stick. That didn't work. So then I tried to change the network because it wouldn't let me look at anything. 2.4 worked. 5 did not. 5 ended up just disappearing right out of the thing. So I don't know what happened to it. I mean, I can see it on my computer right now that it's back, but I don't really know how the connection is. I'm going to have to go reset the router tomorrow and just kind of wipe it from scratch, and hopefully everything will work fine. It was probably just whatever. I don't know. So, so I got my spray stuff to clean out the part of my car today. I shoved that thing in the mailbox. I think it was there when we got back home today. Yeah, it was. I did not use it. I did not clean it. Tia probably assumed I was going to do it while she was gone. I did not assume that. By the time I woke up, it was dark out, and that stuff is not something that you want to do inside the garage in the confined space, because it's got, I mean, you'll pass out. Just breathing that stuff is very dangerous. So on top of that, it had started sprinkling, and then eventually it had started raining. So I'll do it tomorrow when she's gone. She's going to be gone probably until like 1 o'clock tomorrow. Actually, she might be gone longer than that, because she's got a couple of things. She's got a class she teaches at first thing in the morning all the way to like 11:30 or 12, and then I think she's actually doing something tomorrow. So I won't see her until later. So I'll have plenty of time to do it, but we'll see how it works. Until then, I got some of my carbonated water. Yum yum. I need to fix the pressure on it. For some reason it's like spewing out when I poured this out, or whenever I poured this, like this much of it was foam, and it eventually went down and it filled up to here, but I think it's making it go flat when it does that. I've been tearing through this stuff, so it might just be getting empty. I mean, it's still carbonated, so it's still fizzy. Well, it's still got a bite to it. It's not necessarily fizzy, but it's still got a bite to it, so oh well. Until then, I'm going to sign off and post again tomorrow, maybe.